What was it? Halt, who goes there?
I'll read. I'm Ross, emissary of the sexual wank pheasants.
Sure you are.
Beware, I'll bite your bloody nose off.
A WTF! A WTF!
Hello, I'm Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com. You are my sexual wank pheasants, and welcome to all of the WTF moments from last night's SmackDown Live. Yet another SmackDown Live that, to me at least, felt very bloody lovely indeed. Good things happen when Shane McMahon stays away. Oh no, what's this? Since when did WWE condone men beating up women? That's what the numpties would say. Yes, we kicked off last night's show with an announcement that there would be a mixed tag team match, and as we all know, in WWE, the women can only touch the women, and the men can only touch the men. Ooh. But just thinking about the absolute numpties who are on the wrong side of the intergender wrestling debate because they somehow forget that professional wrestling is simulated combat made me think WTF. Wah! We're brought and well load early sexual wank pheasants, it's time for this. Wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank. Yes, welcome to Wankety Wank, the section of WTF moments where, just like on Blankety Blank, where they fill in the blanks, a sexual wank pheasant watches an episode of WWE's program and then tweets me with a WTF moment that I might have missed. Then, of course, I give them all the credit because I'm a bloody lovely bloke these days. Thank you to the Doctor 19901 who points out that something that, of course, WWE do. But technically, of course, Carmella did win Money in the Bank all by herself the second time round, so that isn't really a point whatsoever, but we haven't had a wankety wank this week, so I've got to give you one because I'm a lovely wholesome boy these days. The kayfabe logic behind the things heels do on WWE SmackDown Live hit me in the face like a non-consensual penis for a second week in a row. Last week, of course, we had Shinsuke Cock-Knocker walking down to his local library, printing off 10 A4 sheets of paper just so he could count to 10, throwing those bits of paper on the floor one by one. And this week we have Carmella proving that if her wrestling career doesn't quite work out, she's one hell of a video editor. That's right, she put a lovely video package together about Asuka that I want played at my funeral, and it's not even about me. Again, it's an example of WWE thinking, oh, that'll look cool, but they're not thinking about the logic behind the things that we are seeing. And of course, you know, during that package, many times, commentary clips were played saying Asuka's undefeated, which of course means it's the time of a WTF Moments video where I point out that it isn't strictly true, is it? Remember that, never forget. Pew pew. And then we have the fact that Carmella trashed Asuka just like that green hairy hobo off Sesame Street, meaning that the fact that she's defeated Charlotte twice, the woman who defeated Asuka, of course, means less than it did before she trashed Asuka. Now I get that the woman's being a delusional heel, but this went far too far the other way. Carmella was making it very clear that if she does beat Asuka at Money in the Bank, it's no big deal, which of course is absolute bollocks because the Empress of Running Her R's was undefeated for bare time. I don't understand why Carmella was doing this. All she did was make fans care less. Bloody hell, it's the AJ Styles fan club. Now, of course, those of you who watch Adam Pacitti and myself watch WWE pay-per-views know that we conducted a clinical scientific experiment when AJ Styles' whale tail came out during a match. I don't know why I've brought this up, really. AJ Styles wears thongs while he wrestles. Pass it on. So out comes Paige Wages to say, I'm the one who makes matches around here. Translated roughly into English, of course, I'm the one who makes matches around here. But then she allowed Asuka to book her own match, immediately proving herself wrong because presumably she's bloody scared of Asuka. Paige, what are you doing? So first of all, we have Big E asking The Miz if he can help the New Day reveal their member to the WWE Universe, and then we have, oh no. Oh God. What is it with SmackDown Live and Cox? So then, a Bludgeon brother losing the match should be a massive WTF moment considering they never ever lose matches ever. But then, of course, you remember at Money in the Bank, it's going to be the Bludgeon Brothers putting their tag team championships on the line against the Good Brothers after a bare time where the Good Brothers have been cast to one side, like Wheezy from Toy Story. Sources in WWE even tell me that both Gallows and Anderson's squeakers were broken and clogged up with dust. They've been used so little for so long. So, of course, to get people caring, they've got to win some matches so people believe that when the Bludgeon Brothers take on Gallows and Anderson actually have a chance of winning. So, of course, Anderson would steal one from Harper, and I've just wasted a lot of your time proving myself wrong. Next up, we have Jimmy Uso claiming that Rusev Day are going to find out which married couple really runs SmackDown Live, even though they're going up against Lemony Snicket and Lana, who, last time I checked, were not married. Lemony Snicket's even married to Eddie Guerrero's daughter somehow. Unless, of course, we are getting brand new information here and Lemony Snicket is indeed married to Lana, which means the entirety of Rusev Day are indeed married to one another. Bloody millennials. TJP to SmackDown Live, a sign that's actually for TJP WTF. Every single week I watch WWE shows, and every every single week it feels like I see a sign that says TJP should be fired, and so he bloody should for persistent dabbing. And other things that I haven't really read into. Oh God. 2 weeks! It's bloody 2 weeks and Lemony Snicket comes out and sings a 100% babyface song. Now when you consider that numpty hasn't been able to make up his mind as to whether he's a Blue Eyes or a dastardly diddler, Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast reference there, catch that every Friday on iTunes, SoundCloud and other places. YouTube. You need to grab TV channel and head for the bastard border. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh. Now a couple of days ago we saw that thing in that screen there, that's right, Lana's hair quite literally ran away from Asuka. Then we're back on SmackDown Live and Lana has a lovely mane of hair back in all of its full glory. Now presumably this means that Lana's not a human, she's a gypsy Vanna horse because apparently their hair grows really, really quickly. Byron Saxton, what on earth are you smoking, pal? Tom Phillips does a lovely job of explaining how my Bane spirit animal Rusev was not out there with Lana and Lemony Snicket because he was preparing for a match later in the night, yet you are still having a go at the man saying at least Jimmy Uso, who's contractually obliged to be out there because he's in the damn match, remember, you prick, is out there supporting his wife Naomi. This is it, pal. This is it. You besmirched Lana and Rusev when you don't have to, and that's it. You bloody didn't now. I've given you a thing. Going forward, you're going to have a thing. Richard Tubman, play the bloody thing.
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
Lana, I update. Our blue ones are back. Jesus Christ, slap my arse and call me Betty. Look at how old looking Dean Malenko is now. Once upon a time, he was the literal James Bond of WWE with the single best entrance video of all time. Words like notorious, kinky, arousing, magnificent, lovable would appear on screen despite the fact they weren't even close to describing what his character actually was. But now, he looks like his name is Keith and he's a milkman. Old age absolutely terrifies me. Question: if this is the house that AJ Styles built on the house that Paige claims is her own, this is my house. Who's got custody of that table? Alan Styles then claims that Shinsuke Cockknocker knows he can't beat him, which is why he picked last man standing stipulation because he knows there's no rules, which means he can fondle all the bollocks in the world to his heart's content. Alan, Wrestle Kingdom 10 and SmackDown Live a few weeks ago, beg to differ. Dun 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 dun. Kevin Dunn, you're wrong, pal. 4-time Raw Women's Champion, 1-time SmackDown Live Women's Champion. If you're going to group them together like they are there, it should say 5 because as we all know, 4 plus 1 equals 5. And what a condescending dickhead I am.
Tea time.
So here we have Big Cass and he's talking absolute boring bollocks. But that's not the WTF moment here because he's talking to a bloody wall. Now let me set the scene for you. Big Cass is stood up there on the stage on what would be the modern day equivalent of the Mean Gene stage that we used to see way back in day. But while you would think he would address the camera since he's got his back turned to the audience so the people looking at the Tron would be looking into his eyes, he doesn't. He addresses the wall behind the camera. That wall, of course, being the Tron. But it's funny if you say wall. So out of fear that I've not explained myself very well, I'll finish this point off by cutting a promo like Big Cass and pretend there's a crowd behind me. In fact, Richard Tubman. Big Cass is a numpty. Pass it on. And sticking with Big Ass, we now have the moment where he claimed that Daniel Bryan has never been in the ring with someone his size. Daniel Bryan quite literally won a world title from the Big Show. And then finally we round things off with that woman there during the New Day's entrance. As we all know, we have to clap for the world famous 4-time champs, but as clear as day, that woman there says 2. But hey, it doesn't matter, pal. The entire world wasn't watching. Nobody saw it. That's it for all your WTF moments from this week's SmackDown Live. Thank you very much for being a sexual wank pheasant. Once again, if you want to follow me on the Twitter machine, follow me at Ross on Wrestling. If you like what we do here at Cultaholic.com, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Anything you can afford to give us will be greatly appreciated, and I will love you forever. But most importantly of all, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and join us every form of social media, apart from a handheld portable television from the year 2000.